Hey folks, hey friends, my name is Kurt and I welcome you to the Vitruvian Live. So today I wanted to talk about something that happened yesterday. This is board game related. Now I'm not going to talk in depth about the game that I'm going to talk about a little bit, but about something that happened when playing for the first time. So we received this game yesterday, Wildlands, game from designed by Martin Wallace and by Osprey Games. Now, Wildlands is this game that's getting quite some hype at this moment. Uh, it has been mentioned and shown and talked about on very big YouTube channels. Well, big in the board game community at least, for a whole week. So I think five channels did a lot about it, and so you can check it out there if you want to learn more. I might talk about it later as well, after my second experience with the game. So because my first experience with the game was not great, although I really see the potential in the game, and it wasn't really the game's fault. So what happened is we decided to play a two-player game of Wildlands, which normally plays up to four, and which might be more interesting with playing with more people. That I knew that beforehand, because you have this map in this game where you are putting your miniatures on your well, heroes or your units, and you're trying to get gems off the board. Of course, if you're playing two players, there is more space and less uh, well, interaction between the two players, because if you're with four, then of course there are more units on this equally sized board. So what happened is I explained the rules, and I think I messed up somewhere in the rules. Now I didn't explain anything wrong. I didn't that there was a wrong rule or something, but I just probably didn't mention something clear enough. So what happens at the beginning of the game, each player has 5 or 6 units. Don't shoot me. I don't remember how much there are. I think 6. No, 5 units. And there are about 42 locations on the board. So what happens is in the beginning of the game, each player gets to draw 10 numbered cards, and those cards have numbers of those locations. So you have 10 cards, and you're going to pick 5 cards to put on your units. That will be the places, the locations where they will spawn when you decide to do so. The other 5 cards you give to your opponent, and that's the place where that opponent places his or her gems, their crystals that they want to collect. Now, somewhere in the rules explanation, Elisa didn't notice, or I wasn't clear enough, that the cards, the numbers that were given to the other player, that's where his crystals were, and that each player has to pick up his own color of crystals. So she thought she figured out a good way of placing her units and her crystals, but you don't have the choice of your own crystals. So she thought she had to pick up my crystals. And so round one, we found out that she thought it was like that. So I suggested to start over again the setup. Of course, it's not that a lot of work. We just shuffle the numbers and we do it again. We take 10 new cards and we do it again. So very easy, but well, she's a little bit stubborn sometimes. So she said, no, it's okay, it will be okay. So I definitely say, I don't want this first experience to be a bad one, because when having a first game of a new game and it's not a great experience, that might make you don't want to play the game no more. So I said, I don't want this to be a bad experience, so if you want, we can start over, but she refused. So we played the game, and I must say that I don't think I crushed her, but I won fairly easy, and she wasn't really excited, and it was the whole game. So it really was about the false start that there was, and that was something that gave me a bad feeling. So not giving up on this game. I hope that she will play this again. Now we have a new opportunity. This Saturday we're going to go to France, where we will play a 4-player game for sure. I will take this game and the one on the bottom here as well, Western Legends. So 2 new games. We will be playing those, I hope, this Saturday. And I will be very clear while explaining the rules this time, and I hope we have a great game with 4 players, also more interaction, more interesting stuff, because this game has a lot of interesting stuff, although it plays really fast. So the goal is to score 5 points. You get a point for picking up a crystal of your own color or killing an enemy unit on the board, which might go very fast. You have these cards, multi-use cards that you have to attack, to move, to defend, and all those kind of things, and some cards to interrupt the player's turn. So you can play this interrupt card, and then you can play as many actions as you like until someone interrupts you, or until you stop doing your actions, and then the turn goes back to the player whose turn it actually was. So really cool mechanism where you're moving around, seeing stuff happen, interrupt, move in for the kill or something like that. So a pretty interesting game. So I hope to have more chances to play this, and this time without any disappointment somehow. So yeah, that's what happened yesterday. Still looking forward to play this game. And I'm wondering if how you feel when you get a bad first experience. There are some games that I had a bad first experience with in the past that made me never want to play the game again. Maybe they are good games, and maybe the second play would change my mind completely. But it's that step to play that game again that's very high there. It's like Kalis, I think. Kalis, or there's another one with Kalis something was a very bad first experience. It should take about 90 minutes, I think, the game, and it took about 3 or 4 hours. I hated it. Same thing goes for Kanban, which is this very thematic game about making cars and stuff like that, but the explanation took 90 minutes, so I was already done with the game before it started. Palaces of Carrera, I think, also was a very bad first experience, but I think really that was a game for me. It was way too dry, too boring, and also I'll never play Lewis and Clark with more than 3 players anymore, I guess, because oh man, that game is so good, but not for 4 players or 5. I think I played 5 players one. That was really bad. Last one is St. Petersburg. Man, I played it with people who played so often that I got destroyed, but immensely. And that's why I felt it wasn't fun anymore. So I don't mind losing, but that was not fun at all. So what are your experience? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you all for being here today again for this latest episode of the Vitruvian Live, and I should hopefully be back tomorrow with something else. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.